Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for clicking on this video. In this video, we are going to learn how to digitize this image in embrilliance stitch artist. Now this is gonna be a good one, so stick around. Guys, we are in the embrilliance software. The first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and change my hoop size. To change your hoop size, you're gonna go up here where it says preferences. So I'm going to click on it. Right now I have a 4x4 hoop. When you look at it, you're gonna see normal and you're gonna see all the hoop sizes that you have. You're gonna choose the hoop size based on your size. So I'm gonna choose the 5x7 hoop and I'm going to press OK. Actually, I'm going to rotate it 90 degree. I'm gonna press OK. Now the next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and get the image that I'm going to digitize. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go here and I'm going to just drag that image in. So this is the image that I'm going to use. So I'm just going to drag it in. You can also copy and paste, but I'm just going to drag it in. Now this is the image that we are going to digitize. I am so excited about this one because I know and I'm sure that you are going to learn something from this tutorial. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start with drawing with points. Now, what drawing with point does, it just outlines what you are going to digitize, all right? So the first thing I'm gonna start with is our black, all right? So you usually start with the one that's furthest behind. I'm gonna start with my black, okay? So I'm gonna start here and then I'm gonna go all the way around and trace out the black. So to do that, you want to be in create mode. So I'm going to go up create and I'm going to select my draw with points, which is the first icon there. And you could start anywhere. As I said, I'm going to do this large black and I actually want to create my own push and pull compensation. Okay, so I'm gonna start here, right in just a little bit above the yellow. I'm going to start digitizing that part. So I'm gonna start with a cusp. Remember, with a cusp, you press shift, and then you are just going to outline the shape. Okay, remember you can always go back. If it's not perfect, you can go back and make it. Just gonna go around this part. You didn't have to do it like that. You could have just make the earring. So I'm just gonna close it right here. All right, if you feel like you want to go ahead and adjust the nodes just to make it a little bit more perfect, just click on it and adjust as you go. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm going to add stitches to this. So I'm going to go ahead and add some fill stitch. This is what it looks like. I am going to make some adjustment to the stitch angles so the inclination line is going straight across at 180 degrees. I don't want it that way. I'm going to actually move the stitch angle. So the stitch angle is, the inclination line is this one. So I'm just going to move it, and just know that however you move it, that's how it's going to pull. Okay, I'll leave it like that. And I'm also going to change the color from red to black. Okay, and I'm going to change the, so I'm going to go over here to properties, and I'm going to change the density from 4 to about 5, because I don't want it to be too thick. And I'm going to check the underlay. I have contour and perpendicular. Let's see, take off the 3D and see how that looks. That looks okay to me. All right, so here is gonna pull, definitely gonna pull, because it's gonna keep going this way. So what I'm gonna do when I'm doing the green, I am actually going to add some pull compensation right here so as to compensate for the pulling right here. All right, so we did this black. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this part of the black. But what I'm going to do, I'm actually gonna move my stop point to around here. Let me put on 3D and see that looks. Okay, so my start is gonna start here, my stop is gonna stop here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a run stitch to the next block piece right here. So I'm gonna go to draw with points, and I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna make a run, doesn't matter. I'm gonna stop here, press enter. I'm gonna change that line to a run. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna outline the black that's right here. So I'm gonna go to draw with points. And I'm going to start outlining the black. I'm gonna start with a cusp. Okay, so I went ahead, I outlined that. I'm gonna change it to a fill stitch, and I'm gonna change the stitch angle, so I'm going side to side, or I want it to stay side to side. Let's see. I'll bring it slightly up, and I'm gonna ensure that I have a density of 5. Reason why I don't want it too bulky. Okay, I don't want it too bulky. So it's gonna start and stop here. I'm gonna make a run stitch and do this part right here. I'm thinking if I want to do satin stitch for this piece. All right, I'm gonna use a fill stitch. So I'm gonna go to my draw with points. I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna make a run to this black piece right here, and press enter and change that to a run stitch. Now the reason why I'm making these run stitches, it's because I do not want my machine to stop. All the single the single line users, you don't want that. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my draw with points. I am going to start with a cusp. I'm just gonna slightly overlap this because I know that it's going to pull at this point. And I'm gonna close it off right here. All right, I'm gonna apply fill stitches. It's going that way. I need it to go kind of straight. That looks good. All right, this is what we have. Now what I'm going to do, I am going to outline. I'm gonna do the red portion since I'm right here. So I'm gonna, it doesn't matter where you start and stop because the machine is gonna stop anyway. So we did all the black, the fill stitches for the black. And what I'm gonna do, I'm going to go in true view so that I could see to do the red portion. So now I'm gonna go draw with points. I'm gonna change the color to red. Let's do this light red. Okay, and then I'm going to start. So I'm going somewhere in the black to give it. Remember, you start with a cusp if you have a sharp point. And if you notice, I am digitizing inside the black. Why? Because I'm adding my own pull compensation. I wanted to see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna close it off. All right, this is what we're gonna have. I'm going to add my fill stitches. And let's see true view how this will go. I'm gonna change the stitch angles kind of. You see the thing with digitizing, you don't want your stitch angles to be going the same direction all the time. You want to give it some contrast. Okay, so we did the red portion. I'm thinking I'll do this red piece. Let's see if I like the stitch angles another way. We could change it to different. I'm gonna change it to the diamond stitch. That looks good. Okay, no, that looks good. I changed it to diamond stitch. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I could have went ahead and did the red lips, but I'm not gonna do the lips as yet until I do the brown portion. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do, I don't like the stitch angles for this one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and do green part. I'm gonna do the green part. Okay, so let's see how this looks. Guys, when you're digitizing, you have to always be thinking about your way out. All right, so I'm gonna start here. Going true view. To get true view, you press T. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with the green, draw with points, color. I'm gonna do emerald green. All right, so I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna outline. See, I'm doing it inside the black. Why? Because I don't want to, I want it to slightly overlap. I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna change it to a fill. Let me see my true view. It went to diamond. I don't want it. I'm gonna put it back to tatami. Let's see how that looks. Let's change the stitch angles just slightly. Let me see the stitch angles for this one. It's going this way, so it's gonna pull right here. And these are going this way, so it's gonna pull right here. Let's add some inclination lines. I'm gonna make this go this way. Click on this. Um, okay, I'm gonna leave my stop right here so that I could start to do this piece right here. Okay. All right, this is a fill stitch. No, let me just say something right here, right now, because you might be wondering, when do I use fill stitches and when do I use satin stitches? You use fill stitches when you are doing large areas. Your design is large. Like this one, it is so big that I cannot use a satin fill. Why? Because it just won't look right because the stitches are too large. All right, so that's when you use a satin fill. Use a satin fill stitch. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna do this piece right here. So I'm gonna see where I start and I stop because I cannot do run stitches. So it's the start and the stop is here. I'm gonna use the stop and I'm gonna put it right here where I'm gonna start. That way I don't have a jump. Okay. All of this we can go ahead, we can fix it however we want. All right. So what I'm gonna do this little piece of the green. So I'm gonna go draw with points. I'm gonna start somewhere here. Remember we close off. I'm good with the stitch angles here. All right, so it's gonna start where it stops. I don't like that. Oh, oh, I'll do that. Okay. Now this looks good. It's coming on really nice. The only thing I'm going to do the body, the brown part. I'm gonna start here. That right here is just some definition that I'm going to put there. So I'm not even worried about that piece going in there. I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do with that piece. I'm gonna add fill. Let me see. Okay, let's see. All right, so I'm gonna put my stop here, and I'm gonna do her face. Okay, this is what you are going to have. All right, so what you do next can either break or your design. So if you look at the design, this is what it's gonna look like. It looks like nothing. It looks boring. So what you do now is going to break or make a design. So what I'm gonna do the lips in the red, right? And then I'm going to do the yellow earrings, okay? And then we're gonna put some details on this, all right, for it to look like an actual woman. Or all right, let's go. So I'm gonna go to True View, and I'm going to do the lips. I'm gonna draw with points. I think I'm gonna do the lips, draw with points. I'm gonna change the color from that to red. Let's do cherry red. It's okay. You at this point you know how to draw with points. Close it. I'm gonna do, oh, I don't want the lips to look flat, so I'm gonna do it. Oops, oops, undo. I'm gonna make it up 90 degree. All right, guys, what I'm gonna do the yellow. So I'm gonna actually use the ladder this time. I'm gonna use the alternating tool to do this part, and I'm going to, I want it to overlap so that it takes care of any pull. Gonna do the alternating. You're gonna have a jump here, you can't avoid it. All right, so that looks good. Now, what we're gonna do, we're going to take this baby home. We're gonna make it look like something. Okay. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some details to it. We're gonna add our push and pull where needed, and we're gonna take this home. I want it to look spectacular. Right, so I'm gonna go in my true view because I want to see what I'm doing. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start adding some details to this. All right, so I'm gonna start with here. I'm going to do my draw with points, and I'm going to start right here. And what I'm doing is I'm adding details so this doesn't look so blah. 'Cause right now it looks blah. I'm gonna press enter, and for that I'm going to make it a satin. I'm gonna change the color to black. Press OK. Let's see how that looks. Going through view. Okay, that doesn't look bad. I just don't want it to be so broad. I'll change it to 3 inches. Let's see how that looks. Okay. That doesn't look bad at all. True view. And we're gonna do here. But at this point, I am going to, so let's do draw a point. I'm gonna press enter, put a satin border, but I'm going to nib the ends. Okay, let's see how that looks. So what I did was I nipped the ends. Um, Gonna nip the end of this one too. Make it a little bit thicker. That's too thick. 3 inches is good. So I'm making it 3 inches. So I nip the ends of this one. Let's see. Okay. Now that looks good. What you guys think? I think that looks really nice. Okay. All right. So the stop point is here. Let me see the start and stop. This is start. Okay. Let me switch these. Here and this one here. Okay. And then it's gonna start, and I want my stop to be here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm put it in true view, and we are going to, let's see. I'm gonna put one here, so I'm gonna draw with points. I'm gonna start somewhere here. I actually wanted to nib. Let me, okay. All right, this is coming on pretty well. The only thing I need to do is to just clean it up a bit. We still have to go ahead and rearrange things in order for it to look nice. Yes, I I'm contemplating if I want to, jazz it up with something here at this part or just leave it. I like the definition it's giving. Honestly, I do. I just like I think it looks really nice. What do you guys think? I like it. All right, guys. I like it. I like how it's stitched out, the simulator run it. I like the order of it. I am going to test it out and show you how it looks. And I'm pretty excited about this one. All right. All right, guys, this is the final result. It's stitched out really beautiful. The only thing I did was that I add a little bit more compensation around the green part, and then I fixed the nib at the smaller part. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.